Ever since SHF Tanjiro's come out, reviewers have been glazing this man. But what about the new contender? Hey everyone, this is Ryviews and welcome to my review of SHF, or SHFiguarts, Giyu. This is, for all intents and purposes, basically just Tanjiro with bigger molding. I'm not joking. The build is almost identical. The only thing I'm pretty sure they've changed is they've elongated the torsos, enlarged the size of the legs, and I think just enlarged the size of every other part. Other than that, this is just Tanjiro again, but with only half of it painted, and a slightly different color scheme. But he does have some things that I think are better than Tanjiro. Not accessory-wise, we'll get into that. But he does have some cool things that I'll like to show you. First off, the box. It's a nice blue and yellow, and it's very pretty. I really like it. It fits him really well. And yeah, it shows off his faces. Has instructions on the... Oh no, the tape. Basically, what SHF does nowadays is that the instructions are actually inside the box. You can kind of see it, but the tape I didn't fully remove, so now it's kind of stuck closed again. Who cares about boxes? And this is everything our boy Giyu comes with. Honestly, I really like his color scheme of dark red, green, and yellow. Albeit, it feels a little weird for him to be the water Hashira to barely have any blue on him. The only blue on him is his eyes, and then the blue on his feet. Now, technically speaking, his shirt is a dark blue, like a navy. However, it comes across more as black 99% of the time, but since it does have that blue dye paint or plastic mixed into it, it still fits with the blue that's on him already. You know, shoes and all. I will say that the biggest pop of blue on this figure is his katana, which we will be looking at later, but this thing is really nice looking. The painting and sculpting on this guy is really good. Same as Tanjiro. I'll show off his... See, same molding, same sculpt. However, the only real difference is that everything is bigger. I'll get into that. Yeah, so the hilt doesn't, not the hilt, the handle does not like to stay in the scabbard, unfortunately. So I just have it with a little bit of sticky tack to make it stick in a little better, but it doesn't help up that much. Anyway, everything is just the bigger version of Tanjiro sculpting with a lengthened torso. But that still gives you a really good crunch forward, really good crunch back with a lot of gap. You can just... It's if you want to hide it from the camera. Hey, you know what? Reveltech does it. Everyone complains about how Reveltech does the joints. But trust me, guys, it's really good. Splits, pretty much full splits. Not quite full splits, but 99.9% there. And his arms can rotate all the way around because this thing is in this kind of double ball joint system where there's a ball joint in there, and then another ball joint connecting into the arm, and then also another hinge ball joint with this thing, which just gives you all sorts of crazy, wacky movements. And I really like how they did the sleeves. It fits together really nicely, and that print is awesome. I called it print, but it's probably like a paint. I don't know. It has to be a print because it's too precise. Well, there are some little paint chippings on mine, on there, which is a little unfortunate. I really like this interesting pattern. However, I wish they gave a wash to the red side. If there is one, I don't see it. There's also a little bit of paint bleed towards the bottom here, but that doesn't really matter. His little wrappings, again, same as Tanjiro, just bigger, fit pretty nicely. I'm pretty sure this is just bare plastic. I'm not sure if that's paint. I know the silver's painted, but just like Tanjiro, these baggy pants can bend, and that's just really nice looking. And as you can see, there is his scabbard, which you can pull off and accidentally launch off his handle. Yeah, so there's just a little itty-bitty peg ball joint right there, which helps keep it nice and in. Also forgot to mention, yeah, that's about as much rotation as you get. You actually get more rotation at the top. Yep, just full 360. And then at the ankles, same thing that I have problem with as Tanjiro, and many people have a problem, is that it kind of feels like they gave up with that ankle joint. It just kind of doesn't look right, sculpted it. I don't know. I have Figmas, and Figmas are kind of like that, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but shaping-wise, it feels off, being all rounded and blocky instead of poofy, like everything else on this guy. And he has an extra bit of articulation that Tanjiro does not. Hair articulation. His ponytail has 2 separate ball joints. One for this little guy, which can swivel, and this, which can rotate and also swivel. Technically, you can't really get to swivel. And yeah, other than that, you know, ball joint up, down, hinge joint thing. Can you take that out? I don't think you can take that out. Alright, so yes, this is his scabbard, which looks pretty good. The gold paint is on point. The white paint is not quite as on point. Some paint bleed. And yes, that little hole is what plugs into his body. And then you can just put the handle back in there. Currently I have these grabby hands on him, but now he will have no hands. Woo! Alright, yep. Got to show split, forward split. Also, big hands. These are his big, wide, spread out hands, as opposed to his absolute cinema hands. They're spread out, but they're not spread out. I guess they're kind of for holding around the sword. Yeah, they look good. They look. My camera is currently struggling. There we go. Yes, they look pretty decent. You know, see him from the back, see him from the front. I guess when he's holding on to his scabbard, but not actually holding on, it just looks nice and rested. And now he has holding hands. So yep, he can just hold his scabbard, if you're crazy, or his sword, which just plugs in, just slides nicely in, and that looks, pretty good. I mean, the sword looks awesome. That pop of color really helps. Comparing it to Tanjiro's sword, which is just, well, it does have two-tone color, but it's a lot more muted, which makes this black and blue really stand out. And it even has fully legible, to my knowledge, writing on the blade. That is cool. And I think it says destroy all demons is what it's supposed to say, I think. I forget. It's been a couple weeks since I watched Demon Slayer, so I completely forgot what the swords are supposed to say on them. But who cares? It's his Hashira thing. The only thing I kind of wish is that for his price, that he got an extra upper torso piece so that you could have him without the gi. I know that you didn't get one with Tanjiro. However, in the show, just as often as they have their coats on, they also just don't have them on, and you can see the Destroy All Demons logo on the back, and it happens quite a bit, so I am surprised that they haven't come out with a variant. It'll probably be P Bandai, let's be honest, without the big flowy cape. Yeah, that is all of his hand-based accessories, and now let's get to his faces. Starting off, we have to rip his hair off, rip his face off. Now you can see that is indeed a ball joint and not a hinge ball joint like Figma and other SHF. So yeah, now he looks like an endoskeleton, just in time for me to make him angry. Say hi, nah! Look at that beautiful 5-head. Getting rid of his forehead, you can finally see that he is a very angry boy. Very, very angry, and his eyes are very nicely painted. Same goes for his water-breathing face, which is both mad and breathing. As I said, a very angry boy. And don't worry, he's still angry. He just now looks like Mob Psycho. Honestly, I love that they included this face because 99.999.9999999% of the time in Demon Slayer, he's angry or completely stoic. But occasionally he has funny face moments like this, which I almost wish they gave Tanjiro and Nezuko more funny faces, but they did give Nezuko a funny face. But yeah, I love the funny faces in Demon Slayer. They're super quirky, and they give a nice bit of comic relief to a show where half the time people's lives is total PTSD 24/7. So would I recommend him over Tanjiro? I would still say Tanjiro. Tanjiro is like half the price, has more accessories, and is the main character. So obviously, I'm going to recommend Tanjiro over Giyu. But Giyu is still really cool. He is basically just bigger Tanjiro. And if you like the character, get him. If you like the other characters, still get him because he's already a really good figure and you know what you're getting. And he has a really unique pattern to him, and he's also, as you can see, taller than Tanjiro. Huh, funny how that works. And here he is next to Child, or Nezuko. Oh no, he's coming. Nezuko! Figma Zenitsu, Figma Inosuke, and Goku. I don't know who this Goku guy is, but he's actually pretty much technically a little bit shorter than Giyu here. I don't know. Goku's probably from some lame show that no one's ever watched. Shinji's mom, and Figma Link. Overall, this is a fantastic figure that I highly recommend if you can find him. I got him on Amazon, and I forgot the price. It's probably like 70 something. Should be lower, but you know, SHF overpriced, you know, as an import figure, unfortunately. But yeah, every amazing pose you can get Tanjiro in, you can get Giyu in, and he just looks awesome. And he looks awesome, even awesomer next to Tanjiro, which, you know what, is the most important part. Going to be honest, I am excited for whatever SHF does next. I am really looking forward to that Rengoku. I am really hoping we get the rest of the Hashira and some of the demons, because I do not want to pay Buzz Mod prices for some of these guys. I'm sorry, the Buzz Mods are cool, but no, I do not want to pay 130, 150 just for a Demon Slayer character. This sort of price range is much more tolerable, as much as I still think they're overpriced. But you know what? Still awesome. As a Demon Slayer fan, I am happy. I hope they kick it out of the park. It's definitely higher quality than the Figma Demon Slayer figures so far. And you know what, Bandai? As much as you like to cut corners, especially on SHF, oh gosh, poor Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 SHF, the figure was great, but every other figure in the Kaiju number 8 line is, except for the other Kaiju, number 9, is, let's just say they can barely bend their waist forward. Like, come on. These guys are doing it just fine, and they have clunky cloaks on. I know some people would say it's better with, you know, cloth and soft goods, but honestly, I don't think the soft goods are that... Are soft goods really worth the extra price to you? I also hope we get a deluxe figure or something, like, hopefully not premium Bandai, but we really need the box for Nezuko. Hopefully we'll get it with, you know, Nezuko's adult form where she goes Super Demon. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Giyu. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please like and subscribe if you have not, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.